Highlight number 1, Shepherd flight, liftoff of Freedom 7.
10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, 0. Liftoff.
All right, liftoff and the clock has started. Yes, sir, reading you loud and clear. This is Freedom 7. The fuel is go, 1.2 G. Cabin at 14 PSI. Oxygen is go. Cabin pressure is holding at 5.5. Cabin holding at 5.5. Okay, it's a lot smoother now, a lot smoother.
Roger.
7 here, fuel is go, 4G, 5.5 cabin, oxygen go, all systems are go.
Highlight number 2, Shepherd flight. Shepherd describes the view and prepares for re-entry.
On the periscope, what a beautiful view. Cloud cover over Florida, 3 to 4 tenths near the eastern coast, obscures up through Hatteras. You can see Okeechobee, identify Andros Island, identify the reefs. Start retro sequence, in retro attitude arc green. Control is smooth. Retro 1, very smooth. Retro 2, Retro 3, all 3 retros are fired.
Highlight number 3, Shepherd flight. Shepherd comments as main parachute deploys.
Main on green. Main chute is reefed. Main chute is green. Main chute is coming unreefed and it looks good. The main chute is good. The rate of descent is reading about 35 feet per second. I'm at 7,000 feet. The main chute is good. The landing bag is on green. My peroxide has dumped. My condition is good.
Highlight number 4, Grissom flight. Liftoff of Liberty Bell 7.
Roger, this is Liberty Bell 7. The clock is operating.
Loud and clear, Jose. Don't cry too much.
Okie doke. Okay, it's a nice ride up to now.
Loud and clear.
Roger. Okay, the fuel is go, about 1.25 G's. Cabin pressure is just coming off the peg. The oxygen is go with 26 amps.
Roger, pitch 88, trajectory is good.
Roger, looks good here.
Highlight number 5, Grissom flight. Grissom describes the view.
There's a lot of stuff floating around up here. Okay, I'm going to skip the yaw roll because I'm a little bit late. And I'm going to try this left yaw maneuver. About all I can really see is clouds. I haven't seen any land anyplace yet.
Roger, you're on the window. Are you trying a yaw maneuver?
I'm trying a yaw maneuver and I'm on the window. It's such a fascinating view out the window, you just can't help but look out that way.
Highlight number 6, Grissom flight. Grissom comments during re-entry.
Okay, everything is very good. We got 05G and a roll rate has started.
Roger.
Got a pitch rate in here. Okay, the G's are starting to build.
Roger, reading you loud and clear.
Roger. G's are building. We're up to 6. There's 9. There's about 10.
Roger, still sound good.
Okay, the altimeter is active at 65.
Roger, 65 south.
Okay, I'm getting some contrails, evidently shockwave. 50,000 feet, I'm feeling good.
Highlight number 7, Glenn flight. Liftoff of Friendship 7.
Godspeed, John Glenn. 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 3, 2, 1, 0. Roger, the clock is operating. We're underway. Loud and clear. Roger, we're programming and roll okay. A little bumpy along about here. Roger. Stand by for 20 seconds.
Roger.
2, 1, mark.
Roger, backup clock is started.
Highlight number 8, Glenn flight, orbit number 1. Glenn achieves weightlessness in orbit and describes the view.
Seco. Positive grades fired, okay. Roger, 0G, and I feel fine. Capsule is turning around. Oh, that view is tremendous. Capsule turning around, and I could see the booster during turnaround just a couple of 100 yards behind me. It was beautiful.
Roger, 7. You have a go. At least 7 orbits.
Roger, understand go for at least 7 orbits.
Highlight number 9, Glenn flight, orbit number 1. Glenn describes the view in detail.
This is Friendship 7. At this mark, at this present time, I still have some clouds visible below me. The sunset was beautiful. It went down very rapidly. I still have a brilliant blue band clear across the horizon, almost covering my whole window. The redness of the sunset I can still see through some of the clouds way over to the left of my course. The sky above is absolutely black, completely black. I can see stars, though, up above. I do not have any of the constellations identified as yet. Over.
Highlight number 10, Glenn flight, orbit number 3. Glenn receives instructions to leave the retro pack on during re-entry.
This is Texas Capcom Pression 7. We are recommending that you leave the retro package on through the entire re-entry. This means that you will have to override the 05G switch, which is expected to occur at 0443. This also means that you will have to manually retract the scope. Do you read?
This is Friendship 7. What is the reason for this? Do you have any reason? Over.
Not at this time. This is the judgment of Cape Flight.
Roger. Say again your instructions, please. Over.
We are recommending that the retro package I say again, not be jettisoned. This means that you will have to override the 05G switch, which is expected to occur at 044353. This is approximately 4.5 minutes from now. This also means that you will have to retract the scope manually. Do you understand?
Roger, understand. I will have to make a manual 05G entry when it occurs and bring the scope in manually. Is that affirmed?
That is affirmative. Friendship 7.
Highlight number 11, Glenn flight, re-entry. Glenn comments during re-entry.
This is Friendship 7. I think the pack just let go. This is Friendship 7, a real fireball outside.
Highlight number 12, excerpts from astronaut Glenn's post-flight press conference.
First off, it was quite a day. I don't know what you can say about a day in which you see 4 beautiful sunsets in one day, but it's pretty interesting. 3 in orbit and 1 on the surface after I was back aboard ship. But this is a little unusual, I think. I think the best words I've just about heard in my life were, you have a 7-orbit capability from Al Shepard here when he gave the go to me over from the capsule communicator's position. That was a very welcome sound. I don't want to go into a lot of details on the launch. I don't think they're necessary. I think all that has been pretty well covered from what I've seen in the papers. As to our after insertion then, as to the effect of 0G, this of course is one of the big things that we have wondered about through the early phases of the program, wondering what effect 0G would have. This puts us into a new environment that we have had no experience or limited experience with before in airplanes. We extended this realm of weightlessness, of course, during the Redstone shots that Al and Gus had, and we're extending it farther here. And I'm very happy to report that there just was no ill effect at all that I got from 0G. It was very pleasant, as a matter of fact. We had no tendency to particularly overreach switches or have any trouble with the controls as a result of zero-G. It was indeed a very, very pleasant experience. Some of the things that happen under zero-G sort of demonstrate how fast, though, a human being adapts to this situation. I recalled last night when we were discussing some of these things the fact that I had this little hand camera once, and I had taken a picture and I wanted to do something with a switch immediately, and it just seemed natural at that time after I'd been weightless for, I guess it was a half hour or 45 minutes. I had acclimated to this rapidly enough that it just seemed perfectly natural. Rather than put the camera away, I just put it out in midair and let go of it and went ahead with the switch position here and reached back to the camera and went on with the work. And I remembered thinking afterwards that we were treating this pretty blasé at the time here, but I think it demonstrates, the point I'm making is that I think we all adapt very, very rapidly to these new situations. The sunsets are probably the most impressive thing that you would see in orbital flight. These are a very brilliantly colored hue, and the colors stretch out way out from the sun to the horizon. The horizon stays light for, I would estimate, some 4 to 5 minutes after sunset, which I found rather surprising because I thought that darkness would come on much more rapidly than that. I thought it would be just a matter of maybe a minute after the sun went down, but apparently there's quite a bit of light curving around through the atmosphere, and that keeps the horizon very visible for a period of some 5 minutes or so. We had some problems during the flight. The automatic stabilization and control system was causing some difficulty. Didn't appear to be correcting up the way it should. Was able to use the manual control during that period, and this appeared to just didn't cause any trouble at all. It seemed very natural to take over manual control after all of the trainer work we've done. Trainer simulations, incidentally, were very, very close to the orbital control situation. This was particularly true in the fly-by-wire mode where we control through the automatic thrusters. When we started having this problem at the end of the first orbit, I was largely on manual control from there on till the end of the flight. Some of the other observations we had planned to make had to go by the board while I tried to work out the control system problems. And we spent most of the last 2 orbits working on this, making some other observations, but largely concentrating probably 90% of the time on the control system. Ground, as most of you probably know, the ground telemetry receivers had picked up an impulse that we possibly had a loose heat shield. And for that reason, it was deemed advisable to keep the retro package in place during re-entry so that it would go ahead and burn off, but by that time we would be in a high enough aerodynamic force field to keep the heat shield in place in case it was in fact loose. This made a pretty spectacular re-entry from the capsule standpoint, because as I retained the retro package and entered into the first part of the high heat area of the re-entry, the straps on the retro pack broke loose, and I felt a bump on the capsule and thought that the retro package had jettisoned as it was supposed to do. Apparently this was not true, but I thought so at the time. As it went on into the higher heat pulse in, and this glow picked up outside the capsule to sort of a bright orange glow outside the window, it became apparent that something was tearing up on the heat shield end of the capsule, because there were large pieces from anywhere from pieces as big as the end of your finger to pieces probably 7 or 8 inches in diameter were breaking off and falling off the edge of the capsule and coming back up past the window, and were flaming very brightly. You could see the fire and the glow from them as they would come back up past the window. Well, this obviously was the retro package tearing up and breaking off as we knew it would if it had been retained. I thought at that time, however, that the retro package had already been jettisoned. So there were some moments of doubt there as to whether the heat shield had been damaged and whether it might be tearing up itself. And this could have been a bad day all the way around if that had been the case. But it was very spectacular looking out into this orange glow outside the window, bright orange glow, and seeing these big flaming chunks go back along the flight path.